So.
Okay, but last but not least, before we begin at 7:30 with our first guest, why not review our sponsors? Because
Absolutely.
without them, we're not here.
Yep. So, hello, sponsors. And you can see up on the screen, these are the sponsors of the conference. I want to make a note, actually, that we didn't really talk about yesterday. All of the companies that are here today are part of the CLMA, so the Contact Lens Manufacturers Association. And the GPLI, the Gas Permeable Lens Institute, is the educational arm of that group, if you follow me so far. And the GPLI is responsible for education about all specialty lenses. So this industry association funds the GPLI, who then create educational materials that everyone uses. So that's the way the relationship works.
And that's why we're here today, because we would never, ever have taken on this type of program without the assurance that we would have these sponsors to begin with. And these are sponsors, by the way, there's nothing in it for them. They give it, other than being able to reach you guys at the exhibit hall. None of the speakers that are here are paid for by the sponsors. They can't pay anyone directly. That's against COPE rules. And they're not allowed to mention sponsor names from the podium. Or else the COPE accreditation vanishes.
Yeah, their heads explode.
And COPE stays really on top of us, because this is a new venture for COPE to allow this much CE online. Where up until now you had to show up in person.
Yeah, and so it's kind of an interesting thing that if you never come into the exhibit hall and you never listen to us at this show, you probably wouldn't even realize that sponsors are here. That's why we keep telling everyone, please head over into the exhibit hall so you can see these sponsors, because without them, this conference would not be. And again, they're all part of the Contact Lens Manufacturers Association, and these are the groups that actually make the products that you're using every day.
And just one more word about COPE. For those of you that are taking courses today, it's very special. You're going to be getting a special certificate that says interactive on it. It means that certain state boards want you to, if you're going to go online to take courses, they want you to take the course where the instructor is there at hand to answer your questions. So this gives greater value. So some states will give you interactive credit, more so than if just you take what's called ongoing, I believe.
It's called enduring.
Enduring. So anything after today, there will not be instructors there to answer questions for you immediately. So this is lower on the value scale as far as COPE is concerned. But still, many state boards, like Oregon, for example, is 100% you can get all your CE credits online. And then there's Florida.
0.
We won't even talk about Florida. You get zipped. It's 0 for Florida online.
So we're hoping that as time goes on, the state boards open up a little bit, and more are like Oregon or Washington or Canada, frankly, with all the provinces. They allow a lot of distance education.
So that's why we have so many Canadians.
You'll notice that
proportionately,
a common thread of a lot of these states that allow a lot of CE is that their states tend to be big and spread out, and it's very difficult. Oregon is a huge state, right? And so it's very difficult for people in the eastern part of the state to actually make it over to, say, Portland, where a lot of the CE is actually given, which is why they allow so many online credits.
And to get to the airport, the way you get out of here is just the Portland International Airport, and to actually have to drive to the airport to get on a plane to then go to a convention is a major hassle. So
hopefully other states will sort of pick it up. So our sponsor is Contin, and again, the only manufacturer to offer the full range of contact lens and IOL materials. Contin, I think right now is the industry leader in the materials. I have a feeling. I don't know. I don't follow market share that closely, but I know they're one of the biggest.
I never heard of them before. Have you?
Yes. So they're one of the biggest. So and why some people may not have heard of them is because you don't necessarily deal with them directly, right? So Contin deals with the labs to make the materials up. So.
But we have heard of Trueform.
Oh, of course. So Trueform, so they make corneal and scleral GP lenses, and they have a patented segmented presbyopic lens options as well. They're running a half-off special on their scleral lens fitting set. So to get it, go to the exhibit hall, say hi to the folks in their little booth, drop them an email, and you will qualify for that discount. Acuity Polymers, we got to talk to the CEO of the company yesterday and learn all about how they work and what they're about. So they're a relatively new materials company. They've only been around for a couple of years, but they have some of the most experienced people running the company. So these are folks who came from other parts of the materials industry and decided to try something new and different. And so it's amazing how quickly they ramped up and got their FDA approvals.
And there's new materials.
And they have new materials, and they're doing R&D, so they're doing all the right things. And if you go to their booth, you can actually see the list of who's using their materials, which companies, and the list is growing. So it's kind of nice to actually see new players in a space and to see innovation still going on in the space.
And best of all these complex lenses cannot be gotten mail order. So
I'd like to see someone try.
Once you get them.
Someone's going to try. I have a feeling in the future, someone's going to actually try to do some internet-based something with a specialty lens, and it's going to be a huge disaster. But I have a feeling someone will try. So Optical, so they've been around for about 50 years or more, and as you know, they make custom GP and soft lenses, and the renovation lens is the #1 GP presbyopic design on the market. And so if you take a look at the screen right now, you'll see complicated and long discounts. The bottom line is they're offering a huge number of show specials for folks who are here. And the way you get each one is to visit their booth and you can see what's going on with them. So definitely check them out.
But you only have 12 hours left.
Oh, right. Yeah, so their offers expire September 24th. And so please hurry and go to their booth and check them out. And I think what I'm going to do at the conclusion of this show, if I don't pass out and die, I am going to shoot out a mass email to everyone who registered for the conference, reminding them to hit the booths now, right? Because if they'll have maybe 8 hours left or something after we go off the air to get the specials from Art.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They're going to do it midnight?
Yeah, if they're going to do it at midnight. So.
But they won't be there in attendance, so you can send them an email.
Send them an email. Yeah, absolutely. And it's when you go into the booth, there's a form where you can just send out an email. So, okay. So Essilor Contact Lens Specialists, thank you to them for sponsoring the conference as well. Interesting thing about them is they're an authorized manufacturer of all materials available in the U.S. So they got everything.
They got it. Everything's covered.
They got it all. So consider going into their booth and opening an account with them as well. Because they'll give you a degree of flexibility that you might want as you move forward with these specialty lenses and the materials. The GPLI, the Gas Permeable Lens Institute, again, we were just talking about Ed Bennett and the good work that they do here. This conference would not be here without them, so thank you so much for helping out with this. And we're going to be talking to Ed and George Mira and all the GPLI folk later in the day. So you can get more familiar with them. Okay, Metro Optics, so they have a comprehensive line of custom soft and GP lens designs. 50% off discount on all of their diagnostic fitting sets. So no matter which one you want, go in there, you'll get 50%.
Right.
So again,
so if you're just starting out in the field, one of the things you must have for scleral lens care is the diagnostic sets. So now's the chance to get these sets at a marked discount.
Yep. So Synergize, and again, Synergize makes hybrid lenses. They are the makers of the Duet hybrid lens and the Ultra Health hybrid lens. And now these lenses, which have been around for a while, but they have something new. There's a new twist with them, and the twist is this. Tangible Science makes a coating called Tangible HydraPeg. And it's this coating that improves wettability and surface water retention and lubricity, and it minimizes the deposits, which are always a big problem. So a lot of companies now are starting to experiment with HydraPeg, and Synergize has it in their lenses. And in fact, Jeff Sonsino gave a talk yesterday showing the difference between a lens that has it and a lens that doesn't.
Well, in the next 7 minutes, we're going to have someone on from Tangible Science.
Oh, there we go.
We're going to learn much more.
There we go. So yeah, we'll learn a whole lot more. So Tangible, and who's up next? So Visionary Optics, so they make the Europa scleral, which is the second generation of the Jupiter scleral. They make the Alara scleral, which is a mini scleral. And as we learned yesterday, Alara, of course, is a moon of Jupiter.
That's why
it's a small moon,
the name.
and Alara is a small moon, And that's why that's the name of the mini scleral. Get it?
Okay, live and learn.
They also make the SMAP 3D, which is the first wide-field corneal and scleral elevation topographer, which can map the ocular surface out to 22 millimeters at 360 degrees with under-the-eyelid scleral measurements. Now, we learned yesterday that topography is becoming absolutely indispensable for a lot of this.
That you can't do it by the seat of your pants anymore.
No, that's how people used to do it, and it's
no more. There is science now.
Yep. So check them out. They have a show special. Their scleral sets going for $150 instead of $250. So that is a nice discount. So Blanchard, we're going to be speaking
to the president.
We're going to be speaking to the president today, aren't we? Oh my gosh, John Blanchard is going to be here talking to us. So they're a manufacturer of the one-fit scleral lens platform, the one-fit SIM toric lens, and the one-fit for highly irregular corneas. And so you can see they're special here at the show, and it's valued up to $630. So it's a huge special. Definitely check out their booth. Boston Sight, as we learned yesterday, they make the Boston Sight scleral, and it's the first data-driven, evidence-based fitting system. So essentially, Boston Sight collected all the data on all the patients that use their product, took the data and crunched it. They actually used big data for something useful, not just for spying on people. Right? Everyone's so worried about big data and they're so nervous, but sometimes big data is actually very useful. And in this case, it absolutely is, because they were able to tailor the product and make it better based on the feedback that they got.
Right.
So they're a very high-tech company. As you can see, they also make something called Fit Connect, which is a web-based tool for fitting and order management. Fit Assist, which is a lens voucher program for folks. And My Fit Report, where patients can give you feedback on how they're doing with their lenses. So they're taking a very high-tech structured approach to fitting scleral, so it's kind of neat.
And make it affordable for people that, unfortunately, a lot of the people that you're dealing with have severe visual problems, which makes them handicapped not only visually but financially.
Right.
So it's always an issue. How do you get paid?
Yep. And they're offering 50% off the first fit order placed within 30 days of practice activation. So that is worth several $100s. So there you go. Euclid. So Euclid makes the Emerald brand Ortho K lens. And as you know, you've seen a lot of Ortho K lectures in the past day and a half. And the Emerald lens, I'm certain, is in a bunch of them, whether they name it or not. So it's a unique, empirically fit lens design with no trial lenses required. And it's clinically proven that its first fit success rate is 85% and higher, so it's designed to save you time. And finally, Excel. And I think we're going to have folks from Excel talking to us today as well, right? So they market specialty, disposable, custom soft and gas perm lenses. So they have the Atlantis scleral, which is the easiest to fit scleral on the market. Extreme H2O, which is a soft lens that has outstanding hydration and water retention. And the Flex Lens custom soft lens, which is available in virtually any parameter. So,
well, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and that's quite a claim. And in fact, we have that one lecture towards the end of the day talking about what's going on with soft lenses, and I believe we're going to be talking to Dr. Lampa about it. So we'll ask him.
Yes.
Can you really manufacture something in any parameter?
That should be interesting.
That's sort of like the restaurant that says all you can eat. Really?
I've seen some heavy hitters in those restaurants.
Okay,
for sure.
All right, so those are our sponsors, and so
don't forget to visit the booth.
Yes, please.
That's the bottom line.
Please don't. And again,
and by the way, many of you are shall I use the word addicted to ODwire? You're on a lot.
Yep.
Why not to talk about your experiences at the booth with the vendors?
Sure.
And that's one thing we do specialize in, having people talk about their experiences with vendors and product. And if you catch somebody doing something right, it's just as important as criticizing. So be a positive rather than just a negative.
Yep.